Every offseason, each team changes drastically, and while everyone will be focusing on star players, your blue chip players like Deshaun Gibson make up the heart of your team. But while Gibson is great, he is reaching 33 years old and is currently slated to be an unrestricted free agent. So San Francisco could be looking at his age as a risky situation, especially when you consider their current cap situation. In addition to that, they have two young promising safeties that need to continue to develop in Talanoa Hufanga and Jer Brown. To highlight my point that I think the 49ers will move off Gibson, at least as their starter, I wanted to dive into Brown's performance on the year and the way he fits San Francisco's scheme and philosophy perfectly. Starting out early on in the year, I knew that John Lynch knew exactly what he was doing when he selected Jer Brown. After Hufanga went down with the tragic knee injury, Brown stepped in the game, and arguably the safety play improved. To say he was ready for his opportunity would be an understatement. He was a ball hawk all year long, even picking off Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But before we get into that play, we need to dive into his early season film and how he developed throughout the year. Much like Talanoa Hufanga, the thing that immediately stood out to me about Jer Brown's game was his reaction time. Take this play for instance. Despite being further away than the corner, Brown gets there first and takes down the wide receiver for a minimal gain. It's not all just reaction time with Brown though. Here, he's going one-on-one with Mike Evans, which is something I'm sure San Francisco didn't want to happen, but regardless of that, somehow Brown is able to have sticky coverage and even break up the pass in the end zone. This is high-level stuff, especially out of a third-round rookie. More impressively was that he was thrown into this game, didn't have a week's preparation, but still went in there fearlessly. To further highlight how he's the San Francisco safety of the future, Brown ensured he showed off his zone coverage abilities. Here working the middle of the field, you see how Brown uses his reaction time to break on this ball and breaks up the pass from Otten, once again saving another touchdown. A few good breakups weren't enough for Jer Brown. He wanted an interception and he got it the following play off a tip pass, and while some will just say this is dumb luck, the fact is Jer Brown walks down his man and is looking back to get this pick. It's just great awareness by a young rookie. Over the next few weeks, Brown would continue to develop as a safety, and something that really stood out was his ability to make open field tackles. Take this Week 14 matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. You'll see how Brown makes a perfect open field tackle. And while San Francisco's defense struggled against the run this year, I think it would have been worse if Brown wasn't in there. He saved so many touchdown runs. Aside of those touchdown run saves though, Brown was playing the game like a linebacker at times. They're told to fill holes when they see them, and on this play, you can see how Brown sees this hole starting to develop at the safety position and shoots it immediately, and then once he meets the running back inside the hole, he starts to break down and then finally brings him down for only a 2-yard gain, and that's super impressive when you consider where Brown was starting on this play. Jumping forward now, while I've been focusing on Brown's reaction time, which he exhibits on this play, I also love how hard of a hitter Brown is. He fits San Francisco's philosophy on the defense perfectly. If you're running at them, throwing at them, they're going to hit you hard and make you earn every single yard. One of the biggest reasons San Francisco decided to trade up for Jer Brown though was his ability to intercept passes at the college level, and so far it looks like it's carried over nicely. When you're watching this play for instance, Jer Brown is reading exactly where Drew Lock is going with the ball. He's following this ball the whole entire way and plays it better than the receiver and gets the INT. While I love regular season games, I love a player who can kick it up to a new level during the playoffs, and it looks like Jer Brown can do just that. During both of his playoff appearances, he was second on the team in tackles, had numerous touchdowns saved, and even an interception on Patrick Mahomes. To say he went off would be a huge understatement. And it's not like teams weren't trying to target him. During his first playoff appearance in the NFC Championship game, he had to deal with his trick pass, and he was all over it. He couldn't have done a better job playing this. Much like the regular season, Brown proved to be a perfect safety, especially in running situations. Take this play where the running back could have easily ran for a touchdown. Rather, Brown meets him inside the hole and brings him down. You have to take into account, this is right after Brown was benched in the Green Bay Packers game and Logan Ryan missed several tackles. But Brown in comparison is much more of a sure tackler and meets running backs in the hole. Take this play where the running back could have juked him out and ran for a touchdown, but once again, Brown has a perfect open field tackle. And that's why San Francisco would run single high looks like this. They had faith in Brown coming up and saving touchdowns or big runs. else. Before watching this film, I don't think I really appreciated how many touchdowns Brown saved. When you're watching a play like this, for instance, Brown has to fight through this congestion to bring down this tight end before he gets in, and he does just that, saving one touchdown here, giving his team another opportunity to compete. And he did this time and time again. When we're watching a play like this, they're targeting the screen, and you can see how if Brown doesn't make this tackle, it's going to be a touchdown. But he comes up, makes the tackle, gives San Francisco another opportunity to fight. We're looking at the Super Bowl, Brown continued his excellence. Let's take this play where Fred Warner gets burned by Kelsey. This could have been a touchdown that won the game for the Chiefs right here. Brown tackles Kelsey though and sends this game into overtime. As the year progressed, so did Jer Brown, and at the end of the year, he looked to be playing like an all-pro player. Take this play for instance, where he's taken on a block, but somehow he's able to fight it off and make another open field tackle. Not just one play where Brown was playing like a veteran either. Take this play where Brown is able to remain on top of this wide receiver, and Gibson should have undercut this route. He didn't, so he made the rookie mistake in this instance, and Brown played more like a veteran. I don't know how many times on the year though, it seemed like Brown knew what was coming before it actually happened. Take his Super Bowl interception. He's reading these routes all day long, and then starts to run the route for the wide receiver. He comes up and picks off Patrick Mahomes. This is the type of plays in which I think Brown will continue to make for San Francisco in the future, and him doing this as a rookie in the Super Bowl is a good indicator of that. Ultimately, these are just my thoughts of Jer Brown though, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below and who you would like to be the starting safeties next year. Would you like it to be Gibson, Brown, Hufanga Brown, or another option? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, and it would also mean a ton if you liked and subscribed. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.